About a week or so ago, I mentioned how there was going to be a lot of changes possibly in that kind of area between like 10 to 20, where teams that realistically don't find themselves with a chance to make it back into the higher echelon of placement. Talking about teams like your eUniteds and your Sonics and stuff like Jamal Jabary, and the teams that don't really have the capability to make it into the area to give themselves a chance at the World Championship, and how a lot of these teams we're actually going to be finding themselves in some roster change scenarios. Well, it looks like those rumors are finally starting to come to the surface, where we are going to be seeing a lot of domino effect based upon players that want to step back, players that want to make adjustments, and many other things of the sort. That's what today's video is going to be about. We're going to be breaking down some of those rumors that have come to light, as well as some other things, a player that plays with only one hand that is in the top 15, and some other exciting news as well. How's it going, everybody? Lawler here, your inside source for all things Rocket League. In today's video, going to be talking a lot about the roster changes and everything else that is being rumored upon. Also, we got some stuff from version 1 that's being teased probably earlier today or tomorrow, depending on when this video ends up airing for you all, as well as some other stuff about tiebreakers. But obviously, before we get into all that, if you guys enjoy the content, make sure you guys give it a follow, thumbs up, subscribe, all that kind of fun stuff, whatever it may be. Also, any questions, comments, concerns, description down below. Or if there's other news that you'd like me to talk about, make sure you put it there as well. First thing up is going to be coming from Shift, and all these rumors usually do come from Shift, just reporting on that information. The first one they put out is, after failing to secure a spot in North American Winter Major, eUnited are reporting looking to replace Wondamike on the roster. The release of the 16-year-old would cause eUnited to forfeit their accumulated RLCS X points. Partially, this one is a little bit weird because Wondamike is a very talented player. Don't know if this is kind of the domino effect where other spots are opening up and he is going to go elsewhere. Not sure on what that theory crafting will be, but that has been a lot of fun. If you guys don't know, description down below, twitch.tv/Lawler. You can find a link. These are the types of things that we talk about with chat. When these rumors come out, we start to speculate in theory craft. Well, if Wondamike is removed from here, who takes his spot? Where does this player go? And stuff like that. And we basically try to fill it all out. I also try to keep everybody up to date with that roster document as well. Hop over to the Twitch stream. I'll talk about it, and we can figure it out together. Either way, this is a team that kind of is in that weird in between where they don't really have the points to make it into that major, and let alone the World Championship. So you are going to see some changes. Maybe Wondamike wants to jump ship and go elsewhere. You're also seeing some exciting things happen across with teams that are underperforming. The big one is with another disappointing split with Karma, Shadow, and Alraz. Charlotte Phoenix are reportedly in talks to sign Jamal Jabary as their new team. To me, Jamal Jabary is a team that has proven themselves as kind of that gatekeeper team where they hover anywhere from 8th to probably 10th to 12th, depending on their performance of the day, but have some big upset potential and are continuously getting better. Quite honestly, I think Toasty and the rest of the crew still baffles me that Toasty is Moses' little brother. Still blows my mind every time I think about it. But the fact that this team is starting to progress in a good direction, I think they should be rewarded. Charlotte Phoenix obviously has been underperforming for quite some time now. And even though they still want to be in Rocket League, their situation just isn't the one they want to hang on to. And business-wise, like, you might as well go with a team that is unsigned and has potential. So Charlotte Phoenix, if you do end up doing this, I totally understand on business decision. It does suck for the previous players. I could very likely see this team disband altogether, and then you would see Shadow, Alraz, and Karma split ways and try to go find something else. I could very much so see that being an option. The other side of it is Karma is also allegedly being replaced by Kinseh on the Charlotte Phoenix roster, which would mean that'd be Shadow, Alraz, and Kinseh, which would also provide a different dynamic to the team, and you might get to see some different looks from them. Ultimately, again, all rumors, not sure on the exact reason. Again, all rumors, not exactly sure on what the results are going to be. We will try to keep tabs on it when it is made official. On the other side of things, there is also another one from Shift saying, ahead of the major tiebreaker, the Sonics are allegedly enlisting the help of their substitute player to help them push for qualification. Roldiz is rumored to be replacing JRuss on the roster. So it looks like they were going to dip into using their coach because something is going on with JRuss. Quickly after this tweet, you actually saw Shock, one of the players on the Sonics, actually tweet about it and confirm it. He says, hey everyone, just want to give a heads up to our team situation. JRuss has elected to step down from competing. We wanted the roster to stick, but he wants to pursue things outside of Rocket League. Roldiz will be stepping in for now, and we wish JRuss the best in his endeavors. A lot to say on this one. Primarily, I'm glad that they have also confirmed another rumor, so it's out of the way. We don't even have to think about it. It happened almost immediately after that tweet went out. But the biggest one here is there's a couple things that I want to focus on. Number one, they are probably going to be looking for a replacement for Roldiz. Obviously, Roldiz coach primarily, sub secondary. You could possibly see Wondamike going over to this roster. Maybe they'll try out a bunch of different people. You might see Karma, Kinseh possibly changes his mentality now, where instead of going with Kinseh over to Charlotte Phoenix, I personally think that the Sonics is a much better squad, so maybe he goes there instead. But a part of the reason why I think Sonics has been doing so well lately is JRuss, so some pretty big shoes to fill. This could also be one of the results of burnout. We don't know the exact reason why JRuss is stepping down. He is getting to that age where he's going to be starting thinking about college and what he wants to do long term. Maybe playing in the RLCS and having a salary from the Sonics is enough to pay for his college education. That could be an option. Could be an outside life situation. We don't know the reason specifically why JRuss is deciding to step out and focusing on things outside of Rocket League. He may just not want to be playing the game anymore. There's a lot of different things. I hope JRuss does give his opinion on this, and we'll be looking forward to it when it does happen. I'll try to reach out to him as well and see what the situation is, but ultimately, as long as he is happy, that's all that really matters. As long as he finds fulfillment in whatever he decides to go and do, that should be the only thing that matters, even if there's a lot of fans of his that wish he would still continue to compete. And he may change his mind in the future. We never know. Not necessarily roster news or anything like that, but just something that's kind of cool. Earlier today, apparently Jack from Dignitas ended up putting out a tweet about someone by the name of Ashley_RL. I think that's what the name is. I could be completely wrong. There's just a bunch of extra. It's kind of like an Xbox gamer tag is what it looks like to me. But this said player is a top 20 player in ones. I tuned into the stream and sat down and watched. And as you can kind of see by the footage, it's a very unique situation where the player, in this case, takes the left side of their controller and kind of buries it in their like collarbone to give it some stability, I guess, and then controls the analog with what I think is his chin and then uses the buttons. Very young kid at 15, but overcoming circumstances to make sure they can continue to play. And just a really cool story altogether. I think this is something that commendable from apparently Jack to shed light on it. It's a very talented player, and even though the disability shouldn't be the focus, I'm excited to find out what this person's story is. I think things like this are very uplifting and a chance for the community to kind of grow together, and could just be a really cool opportunity for this person. So I hope they grind. I would love to hear the story. I'm going to be tuning into the stream as well to kind of figure out what the situation is, but just something that I wanted to shed the light on. I think it's a really cool find. I think it's a cool situation. And if you're that gifted at that level, I just want to know, what's your controller layout? How the heck are you doing what you're doing? Because I have both hands and I suck. So ultimately just a really cool situation. You guys haven't seen on version 1's Twitter lately, they've been talking about a progress bar that has been going on in the past day and two, and it's hinting at something that is going to be coming out today when this video drops, most likely at 11 a.m. Central. I usually put my videos out at 10 a.m. Central, so in probably about 11 a.m. Not exactly sure when this will be edited and put out, but 11 a.m. Central. V1, if you look at all their social medias, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, Discord, YouTube, and anything that they have their social medias on, they have a blank purple banner and a blank purple icon. Don't know if it's a rebranding. Don't know if they're announcing something. Don't know if they're getting a new team. There's a lot of things that I can speculate about of what it may be. But ultimately, the only things that I have to go off of, if I checked their Twitter recently, is they did new clothing with their Call of Duty team on the Minnesota Rocker, where they ended up doing like team kits, if you want to call it that. But other than that, I have no idea what it could possibly be. I don't know if they're getting into another game or otherwise. For those that don't know, the Minnesota Rocker is a franchise. So that franchise team and that name is associated to just the Call of Duty League, while version 1 is the all-encompassing name to any other games they get into that are not franchised. I don't foresee them changing it. I like the logo. I like the aesthetic. I love the color scheme. I just don't know what this is going to lead to. But the fact that they've changed all their banners or something is coming. I don't know what they're announcing, but I can tell you I'm looking forward to it. 11 a.m. Central. Keep your eyes open. Last but certainly not least, we also have the RLCS Winter Major for North America coming up sooner than later. With that, though, we have yet to find out who the teams all are. We don't know still who is going to win from the tiebreaker. For Europe, they did this a couple weekends ago on a Friday. Well, the one for North America is going to be this Thursday. If you guys don't know the details, link in the description to the Liquipedia page with all the details, but it is going to be Ghost Gaming, Kansas City Pioneers, Loco, and Sonics that are going to be competing to find those last 3 remaining spots. The V1 squad ended up getting into that major due to the grid points. So they take the tiebreaker. The rest will be between these 4, and the final 3 end up coming out. So it will be exciting. This one probably will not be streamed on the RLCS broadcast. This will be, again, up to those specific grid broadcasts is what I assume is going to happen. Each one of these organizations are put in charge of that. I do know that the local one, I reached out to the local guys. It looks like Johnny Boy is going to be doing it for them. And then Sonic's, Kansas City Pioneers, and Ghost Gaming will use the same people that they use most likely from the grid. Again, these are going down this Thursday if you'd like to tune in to see who also will be joining the last remaining teams for the Winter Major for North America, which will happen at the end of the month. That is going to wrap it up for this video. If there's any questions, comments, concerns about anything going on, as always, drop those in the comments down below. If there's additional news you guys are hearing about, make sure you put that in there if you'd like me to talk about it. But that is going to do it for me. If you guys enjoyed the content, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, all that fun stuff. I'll catch you next time. Peace.